The Texas Republican Party wants to change the rules on primary elections all across the state. The party is suing to require that only Republicans be allowed to vote in a Republican primary. Fox 4's Sean Redd in the newsroom tonight with that story. Sean.
At least 10 states, Democrat and Republican-led states, have closed primary voting in place, a move designed to give the party's choice for a particular race a better chance of winning in the primary and ultimately a general election.
This conversation is really all about controlling those primaries.
In Texas, most of the time, the person who comes out on top in their party's primary wins the general election. Right now, a registered voter can cast a ballot in either the Democrat or Republican primary. It's called an open primary, and the state GOP party wants to change that and make it so only registered Republicans vote in the GOP primary. One example, though it won't be impacted right now, would be the battle shaping up for the U.S. Senate seat held by John Cornyn, who's being challenged by Attorney General Ken Paxton.
They're concerned that although you don't have that many Democrats, you do have independents who are not committed to the Republican Party, and it might be better to let just committed Republicans, particularly in a race like between Cornyn and Paxton. If those independents tipped it to Cornyn and the committed Republican primary voters actually wanted Paxton, that's what they're trying to get rid of.
If they are able to close the primaries, this is certainly advantage Paxton.
Because hardcore, always vote conservatives support Paxton, where the incumbent Cornyn does better with casual and independent voters.
This is a fascinating story.
Republican political consultant Vinnie Mancillo believes this is about Republicans having stronger control over the Texas House of Representatives. He explains some in the Texas Republican Party believe Democrats and independents voted in Republican primaries, impacting outcomes.
Last cycle's Dade Phelan race, last cycle's Gary Van Diva race, that there was a bunch of Democrats that crossed over and requested Republican primary ballots and swung those races.
True enough.
I don't think so. I've never seen data that proves there's enough crossover vote to make that happen. I think that's an urban myth.
What Mancillo sees as a myth, though, could mean more conservative control by limiting who can vote in a Republican primary. Cal Gilson cautions it's the same thing Texas Democrats did in the 70s and 80s.
They forced the conservatives out, so the party was more a national liberal party. Then they looked up and saw they were a minority. Republicans, as they try to become more conservative, could dissuade those more moderate, more independent, even conservative Democratic voters, and at some point look up and find they got a fighter in their hands.
So the state GOP parties filed a federal lawsuit against the Secretary of State to try and force the change. The Secretary of State's office has indicated nothing could happen before the March primary of 2026 already scheduled. But if, in fact, the federal judge says yes to the request of the state Republican Party, it could impact primary voting for both parties in our state going forward. We'll keep watching.
Yeah, interesting development, Sean. All right, live in the newsroom, Sean Redd, thanks.